Hey guys, Jessica Schwartz here. I wanted to talk to you today. I get a lot of questions about how to become a freelancer. And the reality is it costs $0 investment to start a service-based online business. And here's the thing, and I don't take that lightly. I don't say that because I just think everyone should or can or will do it. I don't say it because it's super simple or easy or everyone has this ability. I say it because it's true. And here's the thing, a lot of people don't realize that you can start a home-based service, online-based business for free. And here's the thing, let me break down what I mean by that. Basically, a lot of people come to me and they say, Jessica, I've put a ton of time into building a website, building a portfolio. I've been doing a bunch of ads. I've been paying for this. I've been paying for that. I made business cards and now I'm ready to start getting clients. What do I do? And my answer is always that they did it backwards. And if you've already completed those things and you've already made that investment, then obviously keep track of your expenses. They are business expenses that you can deduct from your taxes. But if you're thinking about starting a business online, and it is anything service-based, graphic design, writing, anything to do with consulting or coaching or business, anything service-based. So let's say you're an artist and you want to take commissions, or you are a writer and you're looking to find clients to write for. Maybe you're a graphic designer or a website developer. All of these are service-based businesses online. So the reason I say it costs $0 to get started is because before you spend any money at all, you should be proving that it's a viable business. And the way you do that is to get clients. If people are willing to pay for your work, then it is a viable business and you can expand from there. Let me give you some examples. When I started taking on freelance clients, it was October of 2016. I decided I wanted to try it out. I didn't have a website. I didn't have business cards. I didn't have a portfolio. All I had was a personal blog that I'd already had online for many years. I started blogging back in the online back in the live journal days, and then later on a blog spot. I currently have both a WordPress and a Medium, and I love blogging. I have personal journals that I kept prior to the internet age, and I just love it. It's something that blogging has always been a really great outlet for me. So I already had this free personal blog that was mostly kind of an amalgam of random thoughts and funny things that I thought was funny. It wasn't a business blog at all. So what I did was I started reaching out via LinkedIn, Instagram, any connections I had, social media. I just started reaching out to people and asking if they had any needs. I said, hey, I'm a writer based in New York City, and I want to see if I can help you with anything. I can blog, I can write articles. I'd be more than happy to look at your website copy or help you write emails, whatever you need. So basically, I just completely reached out to people. I started reaching out. I started putting it out there and just kind of putting feelers out. I reached out to former business connections and just said, hey, I'm trying out a new venture. If you or anyone you know needs any writing or editing services, let me know. I'd be happy to have a chat with them. And that was it. That was all I did. And I started receiving responses, and people would ask, hey, can I see any writing samples? So again, for free, I went to my personal blog. I pulled a couple of posts that I thought were well written, whether they were 5 years old or 6 months ago or the ones that I had just written the day before, it didn't matter. I pulled those off the blog. I just copy and pasted. I didn't actually unpublish them from the blog. And I put them into a Microsoft Word document, which I edited and made sure it looked good. And then I put it into a PDF so it can't be changed. So what I would do is I would email these people and say, absolutely, here's a couple of writing samples from me attached as PDFs. And that was it. I didn't have anything to advertise myself with. I didn't have anything that they could, really go and check out my services or have testimonials. I didn't do that. And I also wouldn't work for free. That's something that I've spoken about here on YouTube and on my blog extensively. I think it's really, really important that you weigh whether it's worth your time and effort to do something for free. In many cases, not in all cases, because they're absolutely, if like Entrepreneur or Forbes came to me and was like, hey, do you want to write an article under your own name? Because they've ghostwritten several articles for those publications. I would say yes. I think that the exposure that that would give me would be worth doing it for free since they don't pay their writers. I used to write for Huffington Post occasionally. They don't pay their contributors either. But I chose to do so because I knew that it would further my personal brand, which in those cases, even though I'm not working for a client, I am working for free. But I highly encourage you that when you're really thinking about, if someone comes to you and says, oh, you need to write a trial article, or, oh, you need to, we do one thing for free, or, hey, could you do this for free? I'll give you a shout out on my Instagram. And I don't play those games. I just don't think that that's ever worth it. Somebody with 10,000 followers is not going to give me the kind of exposure that I necessarily need, unless it was like, I don't know, Kylie Jenner or like Jeffree Star. Like, what would be the point in having kind of another medium level influencer? My services aren't for everybody, and their followers are probably not people who are my target demographic, and I'd rather get paid for my work versus the potential for exposure. But that's just me. Anyway, once I had a few clients, I did get about 4 clients within about a week, and I got 1 off of Reddit. I got 2 off of Instagram. 1 was a former business connection that I was connected to on LinkedIn. What I did was I started working with them immediately. A lot of it was a little bit on the fly. I'd get questions like, how much do you charge to write website copy? And I would do a little research and come back to them and tell them, kind of pulling a number out of my butt, and tell them this is my cost. And they would say yes or no, and we'd move forward. I was invoicing, and I still invoice via PayPal, because PayPal offers a free invoicing service. The actual client does not need a PayPal account in order to pay an invoice through PayPal. And that's something I've just stuck with over time. I still, more than half my income, more than half my clients do pay me through PayPal. So that's just something I'm comfortable with. It is free, so I don't have to worry about paying for it. And that's just what I have found works for me. Once I got a few clients, and then I got another few clients, I started to realize that this was a viable business. So now that people have agreed to pay me for my services, and I can say, yes, I'm doing this and I have experience doing this, that is when I went and created a website. So I bought my domain name, jessicaschwartz.com. I bought it off of Namecheap, which I can throw a link down below if you're unfamiliar with them. I think I pay $11 a year for my domain. And that, of course, is a business expense, and it is something that I note for my taxes, as with all expenses involved in my business, including, running any Facebook ads, anything that I do, buying office supplies, anything like that. Everything, if it's for your business, it is tax deductible. So make sure you keep track of it. I use Google Docs, again, a free resource that I use. I use Google Spreadsheets to keep track of all of my income and my expenses. I keep it for medical expenses, any home expenses, anything that I can think of. I keep track of it in a spreadsheet so I can give it to my tax guy. Which is another thing. I did hire a tax person. I hired a CPA who specializes in small businesses in New York City. And that is a tax deductible expense, but of course it is also, I believe, to be necessary to get as much back as I possibly can, and to just make sure it's done correctly. I've done my own taxes for the last 10 or 12 years since I was in college. And I just, once I started a business, I didn't want to have to learn tax law for small businesses. So I hired someone. So you need to know what you can and can't do, but you can start it for free. You can go out and get clients. Like, for example, if you're a graphic designer and you have art that you have created and it's just in your computer or in your home or on a hard drive, those can be your samples. You don't have to have a portfolio when you're first getting started. You can simply show it to them and attach it to an email and say, absolutely, I can show you samples. Shoot me your email address. I'd be happy to send you something. Get on the phone with them. It is absolutely free to get on the phone and, find out what exactly are you looking for and how can I help you, and build a relationship with these people. If you have a website already, absolutely utilize it. I do get clients occasionally through my website reaching out to me through the contact page of my website. And that's actually more and more regular now, 2.5 years after it was created, than ever previously. When I first started out, no one ever was reaching out to me through my website. Nobody knew who I was, and is perfectly fine. So once I bought a domain name on Namecheap, I then built a WordPress site. So jessicaschwartz.com. I made it myself. It took me a long time and several iterations because I'm not a website designer, but I can drag and drop and I can figure out how WordPress works, and which also is a boon to me because then I can tell my clients that I'm perfectly happy to upload blogs to their WordPress sites for them because I have a level of familiarity with WordPress that some people don't. So I built it myself, so that was no additional expense. I did eventually order business cards, but I only did because I've been to a couple of conventions. Like I go to BookCon every year here in New York. I've gone to Comic-Con a couple of times as with a press badge because I was blogging on it. So I get like free tickets to BookCon and Comic-Con sometimes. And I like to take my cards with me to when I meet people to hand them out. So I did, and I went through Vistaprint for that because Vistaprint is like really inexpensive. And ignore those if you can hear those sirens. Oops. But so I did eventually have expenses. I did. And I'm not trying to say that you can have a profitable service-based business that's always going to be free. I'm saying that it can be free to start. And here's why I think that's really important to hammer home to you. So many people spend so much time trying to prepare to open their business and overthinking it that they just don't do it. And the thing is you need to jump in feet first. If you really want to be an entrepreneur and you really want to start a freelance business, whether it's your side thing or it's your full-time job, you have to be willing to jump in and do the hard part. Not everybody likes doing sales and marketing. In fact, most freelancers I know really actually don't like sales and marketing at all. That's actually their least favorite part of the business. But if you don't market yourself and you don't sell yourself, you're not going to get clients, and getting clients is the only way to get paid. So I highly encourage you to ignore the details, ignore the background and the portfolios and the websites and all of these ads that you might be running for a service that doesn't exist yet. Don't do that. Just wait. Just put that on pause. You don't have to not do it ever. Just wait a few weeks. Go out, talk to people one-on-one, find people willing to pay you, and then use your profits to do those things. Don't pay out of pocket for it when you can make that money in profit from clients and then invest in your business from profits. And that's the thing, is if you are getting clients, then you have a viable business. If you go out there and you don't find any clients, then maybe you're not in the right space. Maybe you're not looking correctly. Maybe you need to research different ways of finding clients. But if you're not getting any clients, then there's something that needs to be adjusted. And it needs to be adjusted before you're investing money into what you're trying to do. Because if it ends up being something that either you don't enjoy, you don't get clients, you decide you don't want to do, then that money will not have been wasted. So that's just a quick kind of overview of why and how you can start a business for free in the service-based online business space. And I want you guys, I'm going to drop a couple links below of things I talked about, but feel free to drop me a comment. How did you start your business? How did you find your first clients? Did you wait to do the background stuff and the advertising stuff, or did you do that first and then get clients? Let's talk about what worked best for you, and I'd love to hear about it. So I look forward to reading your guys' comments. I am a new YouTuber. I would absolutely love for you to subscribe, and you can check out one of my other videos. I do videos on freelancing and writing and books and makeup even sometimes, because it's something I've recently gotten into. So I would love to hear from you guys, and if you'd like to join me and my 7 subscribers, we'd love to have you. Thank you and have a great day.